Hi, Bill. Okay, so here we are. We're going to try to get into evaluation need today. Not sure how many I'm going to be able to get done, but let's start. This is your father's watch. He was stationed in Japan twice when you were a kid, and he bought this in Japan, which explains why it's as late as it is, which is June 1970, but it still had the proof mark on it. The in the United States, the 6009 version of this at this time said resist. So it's here. The movement looks good. No water ever got in. The movement looks clean. The mainspring is definitely gluey. When I put power into it, I could feel it was really kind of thick. And the mainspring barrels tend to be filled full of old nasty grease and stuff. It's not that big of a deal. Watch is not running that great, but I'm not super concerned about that. I mean, we're just getting snow here, but it's running really weakly. I mean, if you look, you can see that the balance is barely ticking over. It's not really a big deal. There's nothing in this thing that I can't fix. We might find some issues beyond the gluey mainspring. Like with these, I tend to see worn bushings, especially in the train bridge, because they're not jeweled. And the lower mainspring arbor ports as well. But we will find out about that here pretty soon. So hang on a second. Okay, so I have the parts that you sent in for this watch, the replacement parts. So let's talk about that. Whoops, I forgot my headpiece. Where is it? There it is. Okay, let's look. Look at the things. Yeah, I mean the movement. Oh, look at that! It just flat out stopped. The movement looks good. It's got a little bit of wear around this edge. It's got some play in there. We look at the screw here. See, that's moving. This screw sits on top of the mainspring arbor. The arbor is the axle that the mainspring barrel and everything turns on. The lower end of this axle, which is stainless steel, just sits in a hole in the brass main plate. So as this is wound, this turns, which turns the pawl lever, which turns this intermediate wheel, which turns the ratchet wheel, actually this way. And then as this turns and turns and turns, it'll grind that round hole into an oval, and then the mainspring barrel will start getting floppy. It's real common with these, and I strongly recommend dealing with that, because it's sort of an oversight that Seiko made. No, the movement looks, I think, decent. It's definitely a good place to start. I don't see, no, two servicing marks. I see two servicing marks inside the case pack. So your dad had this worked on in the past. The case is lovely. It's a good case, good lines, still has nice brushing. It's not, it's what I consider to be a wearable amount of wear. Needs cleaning, but I always like seeing that. Okay, and we've got all your extra parts here, and that's fine. And we'll go from there. I do see that could be interesting too. Right here, there's a little bit of corrosion on this hand underneath here, which means at some point water got probably under the dial through the crystal seal and then gathered here in the middle, which is why we have the water damage on the dial. Okay, so this is an aftermarket waffle strap, but you were looking for something original. We had talked about this. This is an original Seiko made XGL 731, and this one came to me on a 6105. So these are, like I said, these are pretty rare, and that is original. And this one's nice and flexible. Nice and flexible. So that's an option for you, because I know you were looking for an original strap. I generally don't wear original straps. So I think we're pretty straightforward. I just need your sort of go ahead, and we need to settle that up and figure it out, but then we can move forward, okay? You let me know what more input you have. Okay, thank you.